Welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and for this episode, we are finally on day 5 of Miss Universe 2021. So please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Guys, we are on day 5. We are almost halfway with this Miss Universe special coverage. As we all know, the finals is set on December 12. Now, before I continue this episode, I want to ask you a technical question first. And this is because whenever I would film my weekly episodes for you guys, I would do this very late at night or very, very early in the morning. But this time around, because this is a special coverage for Miss Universe and I'm doing this on a daily basis, I'm filming mostly in the afternoons. And it's been a bit difficult for me because when I film this, everything seems okay, the sound seems okay. But when I start editing, this is where I get to pick up karaoke sounds from the neighbors, screaming kids, tricycles, motorcycles, and unfortunately, this isn't something I can deal with. So I'm gonna ask you, if I buy myself a microphone, technically, will it drown the background sound? So please, if you have some input on this, place them in the comment section. I am considering buying a microphone. I just don't know which type of microphone I should get. So if you're familiar with all of the sounds that are surrounding me in each episode, then you definitely have an idea what I'm talking about. So moving along, day 5. So yeah, what I mentioned earlier, day 5 is no different from the previous days. The ladies went to Jerusalem, at least for the old part of Jerusalem. A number of them again went to the museums. There was a batch who went near the seaside, and then there was a batch who were color coordinated who checked out the Baha'i gardens in Haifa, and they were in blue. We saw footages of beautiful Miss Brazil together with Miss Spain as well as Miss Paraguay. And you know, we also saw the types of Miss Colombia looking really fresh near the seaside. So if these ladies very early on were seen mostly at the lobby, this was probably because they had to do their registrations first and the admin work before they could go on a tour. So they probably switched places with the other girls who went on a tour first. So the ladies had to complete all of these like mini tours in between because this was supposed to be their last day in Jerusalem before they transferred to Eilat. And from what I gathered, it seems that they have a full video crew, as they have now been filming inserts that will be used for the final show. So I'm gonna give you my standouts for this day, day 5, and this is also because Muba got to work with more ladies this time. Now, I know a lot of you are asking me, Tita, could you feature other girls? The only reason I couldn't really, focus on them was because they had very little materials that are public. But now that Muba has been working with more ladies, I'm gonna try and introduce them to you. But of course, you have the same set of favorites because it cannot be helped. They are standing out in the competition. Their images are in circulation and they've been very consistent, but I feel that for my standouts, this one belonged to Miss Spain. Now, Miss Spain, surprisingly, is a standout for me for day 5, not because she was worked on by the MUBA team, but because of these 2 photos that she posted from their trip to Old Jerusalem. She was wearing a blue dress and she had a veil on, and a lot of people were like thinking, that's Mama Mary, and I definitely agree. She's very low-key. She's not the hostess with the mostest, but looking at her photos, looking at her videos, she seems really very consistent. And if you know me in pageantry, then you know that I've been rallying for Spain for the longest time. In fact, I felt really bad when Andrea Harris couldn't represent Spain. And, Sarah Loinas isn't bad at all. I think she's been very consistent, and I think that she already established her momentum in this competition. My next standout is no surprise, of course. I'm talking about Miss Paraguay's Nadia Ferreira. She is an established favorite of MUBA. They've worked on several looks for her, and I think they're really smitten by this beauty. I think that they love the striking eyes. So, I know that some of you are looking for faults in Miss Paraguay, maybe faults in her communication skills or maybe in other aspects, but we're talking about physical beauty right now. We're talking about things that are super visual, and Paraguay is really serving. Of course, Brazil is also there. She also didn't have a lot of interaction with the MUBA team, but her photos in the outdoors with bright sunlight. I mean, again, super luminous. And new on my list of standouts is actually Miss Venezuela this time around, Luisette. And I think it's very interesting because we saw her in the morning from Sashes, from that photo, and it seemed that she styled herself from what we saw in the morning. And then later in the afternoon, she was wearing also the same dress, but Muba worked on her makeup. And, you know, the tweaks aren't so obvious. There were tweaks in her makeup. I thought that they, you know, did really nicely with her contouring and, you know, lifting all of her features up, because I'm gonna flash, of course, the photo for you, the photo comparison. But yeah, I mean, I did not realize that if you tweak her styling a little bit and maybe her hair and makeup just a little bit, she's gonna look more current. And I like this direction rather than the direction that she's been showing us, which I feel is a little more on the mature side. So I hope that Miss Venezuela got some tips from the Muba team, because the look that they created for her, I feel, is a more appropriate look, a more modern look. Next, oh yes, standouts for day 5 for me. I'm gonna put Miss Thailand here. I'm so glad to finally you know, get her to this standout list of mine, because I've been waiting for Miss Thailand. You know, she has a full luggage of clothes. She's been modeling here and there. I wasn't too keen on her look the last time, where they put on really pale lips on her with, you know, this really dark liner, very 1990s. But I think they made up for it. They went back to glam. She was in blue. They went back to that Hollywood thing, and good for Miss Thailand. Next, I would also like to add Miss Colombia to the list, because I think she looks fresh, she looks happy, she's got beautiful clothes, and yeah, she produced these images, and we should enjoy them. Also on my list of standouts is Belgium. Actually, we've talked about her before, so if she is in my list of standouts again, then this means she has been pretty consistent. So my number 8 spot, I'm going to give this to Miss Equatorial Guinea. Now, I first noticed her when I was editing that interview of Bea Luigi with ItravelJerusalem, because she was with Miss Equatorial Guinea and she was with, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Great Britain. So when I was trying to look for the official account of Miss Equatorial Guinea, Chelsea, I checked on her and I was intrigued, and I really waited up until Muba worked on her and up until she had more materials in public. So, you know, she did not disappoint. She looked really, really in control and really fierce. Now, there are favorites of mine that I wish would step up, that I wish I would get to see more. My want to see more list is headed by Miss Morocco. I am really drawn to her. I love this face. Very, very pretty with short hair. She reminds me of Tokyo from the Money Heist, but a lot of people are also commenting that she looks more of a Kardashian, and I really see it. Also, Miss Puerto Rico. Now, for the past few days, I haven't been too keen on her styling. In fact, I'm still not keen on her styling now, but when the Muba team worked on her and we saw that lioness, you know, Puerto Rican lioness hair, yeah, I thought she's still in the game. And I also want to commend Miss Lau, because I thought that she looked really fresh, and I also thought that she looked really current. So this was a really good look for her. So now let's move on to our very own Bea Luigi Gomez, because I know it has been pretty intense from my last episode, and even on the Titas of Pageantry page, it has been pretty intense. I'm not going to elaborate, but I think you know where this is headed. So what I'm just going to say to most of you out there who are watching out for this episode is that it's not gonna stop me, guys. I mean, this amount of personal bashing or trolling that I get, it's not gonna affect me. It's not gonna stop me. So I will give credit where credit is due, and I will, because I seem to have a platform and it's not illegal, also say things that are what it is. So for day 5, Bea had interview engagements as well. She was also worked on by the Muba team. So initially we saw her at breakfast. She had her hair up, and then during the interview session with the team from Miss Universe, she was worked on, and then she had her hair done, and she looked really pretty both ways. So I'm going to flash her OOTD. This is most talked about. I'm not gonna even elaborate some more apart from the fact that it is indeed monochromatic. It's a little jarring because you had, it seemed like a buffet of everything. There was no pulling back whatsoever. But from the neck up, I love the whole look. Even her earrings from Farah Abu. That was really fantastic. That was a fantastic touch. But I will be leaving you with photos and videos of Bea's appearances from day 5. I'm going to allow you, of course, to formulate your own opinion because I think I've been vocal enough on the Titas of Pageantry page on how I feel about this look and how I feel about her styling direction. If I have to reiterate this one again, because I'm sure there will be other folks commenting here and there, my issue has nothing to do about sustainable fashion, you guys. People can reuse clothes. In the Philippines, we have a culture that celebrates ukay-ukay. This is a culture that also gives us that coolness factor if we score the latest clothes, the most beautiful designs at bargain prices. So we get this concept. This is not a new concept for us, guys. It's just that people have to draw the line. Is it just about reusing clothes that Karen Ebasco wore in the past? Or is it styling the clothes effectively to bring out Bea's personality, bring out Bea's vibe? Because I think people are forgetting this isn't about negativity. This is about pushing the organization or pushing whoever is in charge to give us styling that will really elevate Bea's brand and will really elevate the clothes that they pulled from the previous projects or previous beauty queens. So that's just my take on it. I will allow you to revel in this styling or maybe feel bad about it. It's really up to you, and I will see you on day 6. Goodbye.